One aspect of the writing revolution that sort of caught my attention was their emphasis on cursive. Over the years, there have been plenty of debates on whether cursive should be taught in schools still or not. Personally, I'm a huge fan of it, but this was great to hear because what caught my attention was the research that the authors used sharing their thoughts on handwriting and the benefits that it can have, especially cursive, for students. And one idea was that the book shares that cursive really helps students see words as connected blocks of units instead of individual letters. So instead of stopping and starting with every letter, students begin to think of the entire word as a pattern. The book also highlighted research suggesting that handwriting, especially cursive, engages the brain differently. So when students physically form these letters and blocks of letters, they're not just recording the information, but they're actually processing it at the same time. Other studies have found connections between handwriting and memory and spelling, fine motor development, and even note-taking. So as a teacher, I've often noticed that students who spend a little more time with cursive tend to be more comfortable, of course, forming the letters, but also finding spelling patterns and writing with a lot more fluency. This does not mean that technology and manuscript writing aren't important, but it's kind of nice to see the writing revolution sort of put this emphasis on how important cursive can be. Now, I don't think students need to master cursive overnight. I really prefer the short, consistent practice that's allowing them to build. So if you're a parent or teacher, maybe 15, 20 minutes of this as your students are learning. And the main thing that I found success with is talking to kids is just convincing them why cursive is so important. Talking about how it helps your brain could really help. I don't know about you, but students tend to want to be smart. If you tell them, hey, this will really work, you'll become smarter. It's kind of cool. And I always share it. It also helps me write a lot faster. And lastly, it looks pretty cool. It's cool to write cursive, and something like your signature and things are kind of fun to write in cursive. No one wants to write their signature in manuscript writing, sorry. So the research behind teaching it was certainly interesting, and it was one of these sections of the book that I really liked, and it also just really caught my attention. Thank you.